Thank you for joining us today on What's Up Prince William. Today we have Barbara Larrimore, as you may well know as Recess Mom. Thank you for being on our show today.
Thank you for having me.
So we first covered you roughly, March of last year. Did some filming or got some film of you talking to the Board of County Supervisors, January, February timeframe. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the journey between then and now, since you were able to get it pushed through that recess is actually coming back into the school system?
It was long. I learned a lot about government that I didn't know before. It was fun to kind of get our hands dirty, but actually going with the Fairfax Recess Moms, learning about their delegate and senators who wanted to push this for us every step of the way, from subcommittee hearings all the way to final floor votes. We kind of understood what people were concerned about, listening to the challenges, and then we tried to counter and made people realize that this is something that's going to benefit the kids not only socially and emotionally but also academically. And ultimately we got our bill passed, HB 1419.
That's excellent. And so you worked with other organizations. What other organizations did you work with?
Not only was it a giant coalition of parents across the state of Virginia who were lobbying their legislators and delegates with us, it was also organizations like the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Heart Association really helped us along the way, give us a push and some solidarity to say this is something that is really important to them, and so it gave us a big voice to step forward and say this is good for the kids, and we all agree.
So what were one of the biggest challenges, whether it be learning about the government, how it works, or with organizations? What was one of the big, what did you overcome to make this happen?
Actually, just learning about the school day and how it's structured, just the challenges that localities face in terms of having to schedule the 4 core subjects, plus lunch, plus breaks, plus transitions, plus music, art, and PE, which we all think are super important. We didn't want any of those things cut. So actually trying to find a middle ground to say, hey, breaks are important. It's a necessary part of the school day for young children, but also not taking away from the things that we love about the school day as it is. And each locality is different. So, even though we're working with all these other school districts and parents' concerns, we really had to focus on Prince William and what we could do here too at the same time, and how this law would ultimately give all of us the flexibility to be able to make changes where we were. And so Prince William was the first to be able to actually use the change from the new law. So I'm very excited and very proud about that.
And how was the school system to work with, through all this?
It was interesting. They were definitely consistent throughout the whole process and said, we need recess counted as instructional minutes. It's the only way it's going to work. And ultimately we got it. And so I have to say, it hasn't even come into effect yet. It comes into effect July 1st, and they've already said that they're going to use it, and it's going to be applicable to the fall. So I don't have any complaints right now.
And of course, working with other people in our school system, obviously other parents are behind it. What kind of reaction are you getting from them as far as, now that it's finally through? Are there any other questions about it? Is it anything different, and what will the kids, what should they expect next year?
They broke it up in an interesting way. They set it up as 20 minutes of one long recess and then 10 minutes of a mandatory recess, but it could be done either inside or outside. It's a little bit flexible. I would prefer to see that last 10 minutes also scheduled into the school day as an outdoor recess, and also not broken up into 2 5-minutes that float. I don't think that's in the true spirit of what we're trying to do, which is real breaks for the kids so that they can come back refreshed back into the classroom. So people really need to know that it is a full 30. So they raised the floor from 15 minutes to 30 minutes. So every single kid in Prince William County will get 30. But it just depends on if they'll get 20 outside and 10 inside, or 20 outside and then 10 outside. It would really depend on the principal. So making sure that parents know that that's something that is up to them to make sure that they advocate for their kids for.
So it could vary from elementary school to high school, just depending on...
Well, this only affects elementary school.
Oh, elementary, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, gotcha. So then it's up to the principal of where they are and what they feel the needs are for that school then.
Yeah, and what challenges they face. So, for example, there's construction going on at our school, so finding space and
Gotcha.
being creative and how we can make it happen even though we have some challenges at our different schools.
Well, thank you very much for being on our show today, and thank you for all the good work that you've done here in our community to help the kids here. And looking forward to having you back on your next endeavor.
Oh, thank you. I'm looking forward to it too.
And thank you for joining us on What's Up Prince William.